All right, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent says the U.S. has that opportunity for, quote, a big deal on trade. You're taking a look at the Dow right now, which is relatively flat. Let's bring in CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady, who's joining me here in Studio 55. So, Kelly, still waiting and seeing what these tariffs could potentially mean, what this new approach could potentially mean. You heard Olivia, Chinese say they're not talking to anybody.
Yeah, it's definitely a wait and see, and it's going to be a wait and see for a while, because if you're an investor, think about it. The sort of things that you're getting, they're coming. Bessent is saying one thing, Trump is saying another, China is saying another. And so you just get this trickle of information every time that the president speaks to reporters. And that's really hard to manage your investment portfolio. It's really hard for a business to manage their strategy when they're probably ordering things now for seasons ahead. So I think you are going to see a lot of this up and down, because also let's remember, I mean, even if trade deals are going to happen, that often takes months, even years, if you go back to how long a deal with China took during Trump's first administration.
So, as you know, companies like Pepsi, Merck, they've all lowered their outlook because of these tariffs that the Trump administration has levied. We know that some CEOs have been in Trump's ear, suggesting that this is not good, this policy, this economic policy that he's pursuing. When could we see the effects of tariffs on earnings?
So I think you're going to see the effect on maybe revenue and profit come next quarter, because remember, these tariffs going back to April 2nd, that's really going to affect what we see them report come the summer. But you are seeing them revise these forecasts. And already some companies are saying that their suppliers are telling them they're going to raise prices. So that's where you see the guidance coming. They're factoring that in, and they're telling investors, they're warning investors, look, this is coming. I'm really interested to see what Alphabet does. This afternoon, they're reporting after the bell. Google, of course, big driver of their revenue is ad revenue. And if you think about that, it's a lot of businesses, small businesses, large businesses that are looking to get consumers to buy their products. If they think that tariffs are going to impact consumer buying, they may spend less. So that's sort of something that I'm looking in terms of reading the tea leaves from Google.
I've also seen that some CEOs and some companies are canceling orders, existing orders that they've already had, because they know that bringing those goods into the country are going to mean higher prices for consumers. You also have some data on unemployment and housing. What can you share?
I do, yes. So this just crossed the tape. We got jobless claims. This is a weekly number that we get of people filing for unemployment. It was pretty stable. It was just up slightly, 222,000 versus 216,000 last week. It's a good number going into the jobs report next week, because it basically tells you people are not getting fired at the rate that we might fear with all of this concern around tariffs. Home sales, some good news, some bad news. The good news is that inventory actually increased 19.8%. That's a good number. Yeah. We want to see more houses on the market. The bad news, we saw the slowest March home sales since 2009. So that goes back to the pandemic. Think about this, though. This is existing home sales. These are people that were buying in January and February when you had mortgage rates above 7%. So that's probably why you saw that.
Really interesting. All right, Kelly O'Grady, great to have you. As always, thanks.